In today's video, we will teach you the basics of investing, how to prepare to invest, how to diversify, understanding risk, and finally, how you can get started investing to make money. Earning money isn't as hard as it sounds. There's a pattern to make it. If you follow that pattern, then you are guaranteed to make money. Why should you invest? Well, it takes twice as long for people to retire that don't invest, and investing was used by 88% of people who became a millionaire. And have you ever thought about what you need to do with the money that you have saved? With countless investment options, you need to know the best kind of investments to bring solid returns. So fear not, as we are here to explain how to invest your money. Of course, this isn't financial advice, but financial education for you to learn from, so please use it at your own risk. Before we get started, don't forget to like this video, and be sure to subscribe and turn notifications on to be notified when a new video comes out so you can receive all the latest financial tips. And if you know someone who would benefit from this video, then do share it with them. Without further delays, let us dive right into how you'll kick off your investing journey. Step 1. Prepare to invest. As you make more money as you get older, the best thing to do while you make more income is avoid something called a lifestyle creep. Lifestyle creep means that you buy nicer and nicer things as you make more money. Johnny Depp is the most famous case of lifestyle creep. So to avoid this, your goal should be to live the same way you've always lived while you make more income. Moving to more expensive options isn't smart if you're looking to save money for investing. The money that you save will become the initial capital to start your investing journey. The next thing when you enter the world of investing is to make sure to start without debt. If you have debt from credit cards, car payments, or loans from buying nice things, then your number one goal is to dramatically reduce or eliminate that debt. You can use a budget tracker to make sure your expenses don't exceed a set monthly limit. Use the advice from George Classen's book, The Richest Man in Babylon. It says, pay yourself first, spend less than you earn, and invest the difference. Lastly, when preparing to invest is to make sure you have an emergency fund. There are countless ways life is going to put you in unwanted situations. To financially survive these events, you need to have saved up an emergency fund. Any financial advisor will tell you to have between 6 months and a year of total living expenses in cash or savings account should an unforeseen consequence arrive. This money can be invested, but has to be able to be liquidated and accessed immediately if it's needed. Step 2. Diversify your investments. After you've prepared for investing, one thing you need to know is to diversify your investments. By doing this, there will be fewer chances of losing all your money in a single investment. When you spread your investments over several different areas, it will help you reduce your risk while investing. And we all want to lower our risk of losing money. To diversify your investments, the investment world offers countless numbers of assets in which you can invest. There are financial securities such as stocks and bonds where you buy a share and then sell it at a higher price later on. Index funds are designed to follow a set of rules to track specific investments or market performance. For example, you can invest in real estate, which is a solid asset and always appreciates with time. Gold is another asset that rises with time and is an excellent hedge to riskier investments such as individual stocks. An ETF is an investment fund that makes up a collection of stocks that track a specific industry. And finally, dividends are cash a company gives to its shareholders on a routine basis. As you can see, there are countless investment options to use to diversify your investment portfolio. And the arrangement to make a portfolio is different for every person based on their risk tolerance. My personal favorite is stocks and ETFs that provide dividends and real estate. Step 3. Understand risk. Before deciding to invest your money, you'll need to assess your risk tolerance. First, it would help if you had a clear idea of how much money you can afford to lose when making profits from investing. One of the main ways to assess your risk tolerance is the amount of time you'll be holding a particular investment. If you are a younger person, it makes sense to be riskier. This is because you have time to recover losses as the investment isn't needed to live till much later in life. Compared to someone who is older and requires the investment profits to pay for living expenses, They will want to reduce their risk or have a lower risk tolerance to always guarantee positive returns and secure the needed cash flow. Step 4. Start investing. Now that you've prepared to invest, you've learned how to diversify and considered your risk tolerance. Now it's time to start investing. When investing, a couple of important things you will need to know. First, use dollar cost averaging to reduce the impact of volatility on large purchases of financial assets such as equities. This helps without having to time the entry into market. Advanced investors automate this process. They do this method by having monthly automatic withdrawals from their income. That amount gets automatically invested into the investment of their choice, regardless of what's happening in the market. That way, they benefit from the behavior of constant investing while spending no time thinking about if they should invest or not, or time their entry into the market. Second, when investing, your goal should be to beat the S&P 500 index each year, which averages a rate of return of 13.6% over the past decade. You can also put the rule of 72 to use here to figure out how much time it will take for you to double your investments. It is done by dividing 72 by the given rate of return, which equals the time required. So if you had $10,000 and invested into the S&P 500 stock market index that offers you a return of 13.6%, using the rule of 72, your capital investment would double in just over 5 years. Doesn't that make you excited? So starting investing today, and as Jim Rohn says, it's not the amount, it's the plan that counts. If you enjoyed this video or it has brought you value, give it a like, and be sure to subscribe and turn notifications on to be notified when a new video comes out so you can receive all the latest financial tips. And if you know someone who would benefit from this video, please share it with them as the awesome person you are. To summarize, we learned that investing money is essentially the path that makes all millionaires. Not to let things like lifestyle creep or debt hold you back, and the importance of having an emergency fund. Then, when investing, diversify your investments to minimize your risk and losses, and how you can understand your risk tolerance. And finally, how you can get started investing by using dollar cost averaging and how to know if your investments are performing well or not. There is so much more to investing, but this covers the basics and will get you started. That's it for today's video. Make sure to comment below on what you learned or your biggest aha moment, and I will see you in the next video.